I'm gonna turn my camera on for just a minute here. Hey everybody. Okay, so today I am playing Hiraeth. You'll always want to read this if you've never played it. Hiraeth is a space survival style game. It is a bit of a sandbox at the moment. It's going to be story rich. This is just the beginning, and I'm very excited today to bring you something that me and the developer have been really trying to get out to you for a while now. It was a little bit later than what we had intended, but there were problems to fix. And those problems have hopefully mostly all been nipped in the bud. There are a few minor little things still going on, but those will go away in the coming days. Just to let everybody know, Hiraeth, or Hiraeth as it's pronounced, has moved to a different engine, which caused a lot of setbacks. The game was in a pretty good spot, but due to some problems with crashes, especially on certain types of systems, the decision was made to move to a different new engine. And so, because of this, 80% of the problems that arose were primarily from the engine. So, he had to kind of go back through and basically rebuild various parts of the game from ground up again. And it's all back to pretty much working again. I cannot express to you guys how much I have been playing this game, testing it in the other versions before we got it over to Steam, and I'm excited to test this out because this is the first time I'm opening it live and testing with it live on stream tonight. So, sorry it's late, I understand, but I've had a lot going on today with this, so we wanted to make sure everything is good. So, new engine with DLSS support. And if you don't know what that is, I will quickly read that to you. Let me just pull that up here. I'll just pull that up. Oh, I already had it up. Okay, so what DLSS is, it's called Deep Learning Supersampling. It is an AI-powered technology for GeForce RTX GPUs that boosts frame rates by rendering games at a low resolution and then intelligently upscaling the image to a higher resolution using AI, resulting in improved performance and image quality that rivals native rendering. Recent advancements include DLSS 4, which adds multi-frame generation for smoother motion and supports advanced AI models through the NVIDIA app, even allowing for DLSS override to enable new features in older games. So currently, let me explain how you use this before you guys get into it so you won't have any issues. Let me get back into the game here. So we're going to start a new game, and hopefully I've got my old saves deleted. I think I do. Let's just go and check that real fast before I do that. I don't want to get in here and have those be a problem. Let's go to this PC, local, users, Eagle, app data, local. Let me just make sure that these saves are out of here. They should be, but yeah, we actually had one save that was still in there. Let me go ahead and delete that. Okay, so there's no issues here. Okay, so we'll start with just my name here, Eagle. And we'll go ahead and load in. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, more than likely when you first start, you're going to have a little issue where the DLSS thing is not allowing you to move. If that happens, just hit tab. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to hit F10. It's going to take me into windowed mode, and it's currently got me at resolution 1080p. toggle RTX on, NVIDIA, DLSS, DLSS supported, and it's at auto by default. You can change this from auto to DLAA. I don't recommend DLAA. I recommend using like quality, balance, performance, ultra performance, or even auto if you want. And what you'll do is you'll turn this sharpness up to a 1, and you'll go ahead and click the square for DLSS ray reconstruction. And you'll also want to go to the drop-down window for where it says windowed and change it to full screen. And as soon as I do this, what will probably happen is I'll lose my ability to get into stuff. Sometimes this happens. Okay, so I'll hit exit on exit settings here. And now you can see that I don't have the ability to hit E on these things. All I have to do is hit tab. That'll bring up the PDA, and then I just exit out, and now I can pick up things again. So we'll just pick up our backpack here. I'll pick up the service pistol here. And we'll go ahead and start opening things. Now, for starters, let me just say, your screen may look a little different. I'm on a Dell ultra-wide monitor, and my native resolution is, I want to say, it's 3440 by 1440. And so, using DLSS, from what I've seen, there's 3 different options. There's the 1080, there's the 1440, and there's the 2160. And you'll get different, you'll get different performance out of each. So I'm gonna hit escape real quick. I'm gonna go to settings, and I'm going to set. Where's it at? I think it's under video settings. Is it video settings? Should be an option to turn on the FPS. I'm looking for it. Frame rate count. See, I'm set to frame rate unlimited. I'd like to display the frames. I don't see. He told me there was a way to display it, but I don't see it where it is. Let's go to custom settings. There it is. Under custom settings. So if you hit settings are saved automatically, let's see. Just click show FPS, and that'll put an FPS counter up for you. And then you want to choose whether or not you want this visible. I like to set my crosshair at about between 40 and 60 opacity, but for the purpose of testing, usually I leave it up to where I can see it. Most of the time I have it turned off. If I'm actually playing the game, I'll have it so I only see the crosshair whenever I'm looking at items. It'll help you to pick things up off the ground when it's on. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on for the purpose of this here. We'll go ahead and hit escape. Or not escape, but we'll close that, and then we'll just go to back. And we're back in the game again. And you can see we've got an FPS counter there. And I'm going to use my NVIDIA. Excuse me, hang on. Oops. Get all tough. I'm going to use my NVIDIA as well to see the GPU and the CPU. And currently the FPS is 38. Now if we open this back up, we hit F10. And we go to, instead of auto, we can go to performance. Sharpness of 1, DLSS ray reconstruction. And let's see. So I'll leave it at 1080 for now. We'll go to the full screen. And as you can see, it does have some effects on your frames. We got 43 now. And then if we go to ultra performance, we have it set to sharpness 1, DLSS ray reconstruction. And that's 1080. Remember, this is inside the ship, so we got 46. You just have to play with these settings to get what you want. And for those of you guys who are not on NVIDIA cards, I got news for you. He's working on something for the Radeon guys, so sit tight. I think it's called the FG, I think it is, DLSS FG. That's coming. I don't have a Radeon card, so but one of the other guys does, and so we're going to be looking at that. Let me see. If you just play with these settings, though, you can get different FPS. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to quality, just to show you. So I'll go to sharpness 1, DLSS ray reconstruction. We'll go ahead and hit exit. And as you can see, we've got 43 FPS inside the ship at the moment. But if I go, turn it back on. DLA, let's go to balance. Sharpness of 1, DLSS ray reconstruction. Exit setting. Oh, I didn't put it back in full screen. Okay, now I'm at full screen again. Okay, so just so y'all know, I'm not an expert on DLSS. This is my actual first time really messing with DLSS. Before now, I just messed with it when I was testing yesterday. This is relatively new, kind of just came out, and that's the reason why. And when I say it just came out, I'm talking about on the version of this game. We just got this added in, so there's going to be a few minor snags, like I said, for that. But it could also have to do with the resolution that I'm playing at in the game. I usually play at the native resolution full screen. But if I change it to 1440 and I change the sharpness, let's set auto. Anyway, I have another video that I did yesterday. It's set to unlisted at the moment, but I'm going to make it so that it's public, and it will show you guys how to do, not really how to do it, but more, I give an explanation of what different settings cause which frames. I tell you what the frames are, the GPU is, and vice versa around the settings. Install my battery, and this, the outfit, close my visor. So I can tell you right now that this is exponentially better than the version just before this update. And the reason why I know is because I played this version just a few minutes ago before I actually updated, and I can tell you that exiting the ramp here on my NVIDIA 4070 Super, I was getting 30 frames and 35 locked in here. I actually am getting 10 more frames around the ship currently. We just tested this, like not even 20 minutes before I started the stream, on the 0973 or 76 version. So I can tell you there's definitely an increase in performance here. And that's on the auto setting. You can play around with your different settings. And like I said, this is on, I set it to 1440. as you go up in resolution for most of them, it will slowly decrease your FPS. But on some settings, I actually found that I had better FPS on 1440 than I did on 21. Or not 21, but on 1080. So, and I'm gonna check this real quick. I need to. So now, just so you guys know, we have this thing that pops up. You can see service pistol moved to body, surface pistol equipped for action and in hands. So it tells you now what things are, and right now that's going to stay there for a while. It's just to make sure that you know what's going on. Now, as to whether or not that achievement triggers for me, we'll see. I think Turkey Shoot may actually still be broken. You see how you have rough edges here? The DLAA will change this. So you can use DLAA if you want to change image quality. We don't need all that meat. I'll go over here to the crate and put the steaks in here. Oh, I need a breaching tool. Wrong side. So, okay, so I can tell you right now, the airlock, I'm getting more frames in the airlock than I was on the other version as well. The other version, I think I got around 37. Let me check that real quick. Okay, so let's see, where was it for RQ? Yeah, airlock is 36. Okay, I'm back in game now. I was just checking the FPS. Airlock is 36, and then when you go into the room, so that was on the previous version. When standing in the airlock, you'd get 36 FPS. So with the DLSS, we're definitely getting more. He actually said that he was getting 100 FPS in training, and that is a lot for him. So it just depends on what your settings are. Again, like I said, there's still some things that are being added. There's a couple things that you guys should know about in advance. For one, when you're building, when you're crafting, currently the workbenches do not use materials, and that's going to change very soon. Don't worry, it'll all be worked out. the main thing was getting these serious bugs all sorted. And believe me, I found a bunch, and it was a lot. But he got through it, and I just want to say personally, props to him for that. He did a hell of a job, and he has been on this game, working on it every day. Every day that I talk to him, he's been on it every time. And it would help if I open my visor when I'm using so much air. Let's see, we don't do that. What I was hoping to find in here was a crowbar or a hammer, so we can get into some of these containers. Yeah, most of the containers I can't get into unless I have a crowbar or a hammer. And typically, you would find one in the stuff inside the ship, but for some reason this time it didn't. You guys have no idea. There was a lot that he had to fix. It's pretty nice now compared to the issues that I was running into. But again, it still needs some fixes, and he's working on those. But if you encounter anything that you think should be brought to his attention, go to the Discord and let him know about it. Put it in a bug report. Go on the Steam forums, and anything like that. Just let somebody know. Currently on the Steam forums, I have the ability to reply to people, and I've been doing so, trying to help where I can on that, while also playtesting. So I've had my hands full. But another thing you should know about right now on this current version. So on the old one, you used to have to go by your body weight, or not your body weight, but your backpack weight. On this one, you need to carry a little bit less now, and you want to pay close attention when you go into the tab menu, where it says this weight here. Because if you go over this weight, you're probably not going to be able to get your air tank off the charger. So pay close attention to that. Don't pick up stuff that you really don't need. Like for right now, we don't really need these. We can find those at forwarding by themselves. Go ahead and drop that. I don't know if he made it to where we can, yeah, okay, we can maintain our weapon now, so that's good. These will probably all be at forwarding, so you don't need to carry these around. If you find them in Archeo, you can if you want, but I don't advise you to do so. If you guys find any issues with swapping air tanks, please let us know. I have gone through the ringer with these air tanks and problems that I would encounter with them, and he would fix it and then something else would break, and we hope we have everything down on that. But right now it is looking very, very positive. For those of you guys who don't know, you can actually scrap these wall modules, and they'll give you, I'll show you. If you look in your inventory now, you'll actually have a weather module. And later on, these are going to be more important. Right now, we don't have the system where it has the different temperatures and stuff, but that's going to be coming, and so those will all be handy soon. So we have the crowbar. Let's go ahead and bash open some of these containers. And the red that you're seeing means that you've already picked it up. That's just to help you know that you've already gotten it. Make sure you have one of these emergency EVA injectors at all times, because what this does is it allows you to use these med kits of this type. I've got it in my guide. I'm going to be making a new guide soon for you guys. I just wanted this version to get out first, get a nice stable version for the early access before I continue on changing anything with guides. So you only need one. There's no point in carrying two, especially right now knowing what's going on with having to watch the weight. I personally wouldn't carry the slug skin. You could probably find a skin closer to where a workbench is from a raptus or a slug. Further down the line, there's no point in carrying all that additional stuff with you. I will go ahead and cook meat and see if I get an achievement for it. At least start that fire. Don't need that battery. So me personally, I only like to carry 2 batteries. I don't really like to carry a third, and I always like to carry the 2 12-hour batteries. That's just me. And given the current thing with the weight, I recommend definitely going through your equipment and looking, like, don't carry fuses right now. You don't need that. Chemistry kit you could probably use, but unless you're going to get poisoning right now, you don't want to carry a chemistry kit. You can try if you want, but you need empty bottles to make that. Where's under crafting? It'll be under crafting, but there's a poison cure, anti-venom serum, and you won't be able to make that unless you have the empty bottle. It's supposed to be spawning in game. I haven't quite seen it, but that's all going to be double checked and fixed, I'm sure. He's not done here, so. But for the most part, he's fixed a ton, and it's going to be a lot more stable. A lot of us used to have problems with crashes on the road and things of that nature. You shouldn't have those kind of issues now. I'm going to go ahead and drop this tank. First, we'll go ahead and swap, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop this from inventory. Like I said, we can't really be doing that, so weight is a much bigger issue right now than it used to be. But like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Just carry your basic essential items on you. A couple pieces of food, a couple pieces of drink. You really don't even have to carry all that. You could probably get away with. I need to close my light. I locked it off. Trying to multitask is not my forte. So I don't need all 3 of these coal. I'm just gonna put 1 on top of the fire. And we'll break this open. I wanted to put steaks in here, but for right now I'm gonna just move these 2 coal because coal is heavy. Like I said, we're gonna be worrying about weight right now. I have way too much food on me. I don't need all that. This is usually what I would carry, but because of our weight issue, we're going to reduce that down. I'll go ahead and drink it from this box instead of the inventory. So we almost used that completely, so I'll leave that here. Where are those steaks at? So we'll put 1 steak in here. And what I should have done was I should have tried to start the steak out here, but sorry. So fuel goes into the container. We'll light the fire. We'll go to the food. Right here. And that should give me an achievement. And achievements right now I don't think are showing immediately in the game. I think they're showing after you get them. Oh, there they are. Right there. Light a fire for the first time. So the ARG achievement is working correctly. I think the ferret achievement is not working at the moment. So I'm going to go check on that here. Right now, we'll go ahead and run over here to this drone. I'll crack it open and see what it's got. These freezes that you encounter, if you do encounter them, they're not common anymore. But with some systems, you may get in a freeze. If you do, just give it a minute. The game doesn't crash. It just kind of, it's doing something. But it will unfreeze pretty quickly. It doesn't take very long for it to fill out. See, it's reliable. It's quite reliable. Yeah, it does have a freeze every once in a while for me. But The dev isn't really getting any freezes on his end. It may have something to do with my settings. He's asking me. But like I said, again, positive news. All positive news. He's not getting freezes. Just me every once in a while. I'll get a little tiny freeze. And it never freezes for more than about 10 seconds. So if you do encounter a freeze, don't panic and say, oh my god, the game's broke, I need to hit Control-Alt-Delete. Just give it a second or two. It'll come right out of it. It's been really reliable in that aspect. Even though it does have an occasional freeze, when it does, it's very, very brief and it comes right out. So I would caution against coming toward these. I don't know how well these have been looked at just yet, but what I always do, because of my past experiences with these, is I just run and jump onto the platform. As long as you can make it onto this little lip right here, you're fine. Stay away from those spike things. Those have been known to cause launches, so stay away from those and be fine. This is what we call the control driver repair. This is one of the new mini games. It was added in one of the previous versions. It isn't super new, but it's pretty new. The mini games are. I want to say the mini games were added just before we hit early access. And for anybody who's new to this, or new to the stream, or whatever, or new to my channel and just finding this video, I am an internal tester, so I didn't just take part in the playtest. I actually have been ongoing testing when the open public test closed. I stayed, and I have been basically testing. Just the past couple of days really picked up a lot on testing. We were really trying to get that final moment where the update was ready. And it took a little bit longer than what he had expected. I don't need two of these, but we got it. I really don't need a hammer either, considering that I'm carrying a crowbar. We'll drop that. So you don't have to jump off of these, but definitely probably sprint off of these. Like I said, it's the spikes right here. If you jump on these spikes, it can cause problems sometimes. Not always. And another thing that I'll advise you guys to do is when you're on these, don't go back in there, right in this area. Don't duck under here and then stand up. You can get stuck that way. Don't do that. It'll eventually let you loose, like you'll slowly work your way out and you'll pop out the back. But don't do that. Just keep ducking. When you're coming down this hill, be careful because it can rip your suit. I always come down here and go down the diagonal angle. It's less of a steep hill coming down. We all know about this little point sticking out of the mountain. Just ignore it. It's going to be fixed. The main thing was just getting the game to work and getting the basics to work so that you guys can actually play the game. Little tiny cosmetic issues like that, see it's already gone, are just going to be fixed. It will be. As you can see, no crashes, a single freeze, decent performance, better performance than what I would normally have. So the sewing kit you could take, I don't want to take that right now. All that stuff is mainly for, going to be probably used for later. You can use it right now, but This is one of the #1 components you need to make a ferret, and you don't find these just anywhere. I'm actually surprised to find it here, because most of the time you find these in outposts, so like Archeo, Lisanne, Shell Beach. I'm just going to go ahead and grab that because I need that, and I'll be using the disinfectant to get to level 2 crafting. Like I said, we don't need the precision tools right now. Where we're going to go to make stuff, we'll have something like that somewhere in one of those lockers or downstairs. So I'll point this out right away. The graphical bug that you're seeing right here, it's just some kind of little graphical thing. He knows all about it. I've shown it to him already, so just ignore that. The main thing was trying to make sure everything, all the core components works. So we'll ignore that, and I'm going to put on my boots. I'll put on my lower plate. And like I said, you saw how the bag was up my head for a second. You can kind of still see the graphical bug a little bit, but it's not that bad. Like it's just a very tiny thing compared to so many other things that we were doing. He's on it. And if you guys want a really nice screenshot, come down here to Harbor and aim right about in here when that sun is right about in there, and you'll have a glorious screenshot. That's the screenshot that I believe that I used on the thumbnail for this video. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into the water. I used to get a small freeze down here. I think it's probably not going to happen this time. Things like that, like I said, have been looked at, and for some reason he doesn't get freezes quite like I do, but I don't get them all the time. It's just every once in a while I'll have a small hang, less than 5 seconds usually. That's it. And it's only like maybe twice a minute. I used to freeze right here for about 5 seconds, and then over by Shell Beach I would freeze going towards comps, but I think all that's probably been worked out. Here we have one of the coolest areas in the game for the underwater exploration. It's a little sunken ship. We got all kinds of different components down here. Don't really need anything out of here. I'm just going to show you guys. I'll swap this 12-hour with my 8-hour, and I'll go ahead and grab these blueprints. I don't need them, but I always grab them just to check and make sure the system's working properly. And I don't really need food and water right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and exit this menu. Any other time, I'll probably grab this stuff. But with weight being an issue in this version, not so much. And while I'm at it, like I said, the weight, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these candy bars. Candy bars are great, but right now I don't really need them. Gift is heavy, but it's really worth it. It can help you sometimes. I didn't know I was carrying a box. Actually, I had 2, so I didn't realize I was carrying 2 full boxes. You can carry these bandages and the bandage sterile if you want. I wouldn't do that because you're going to end up making those at the workbench, some of the first things you make, and you're going to have more bandages than you'll know even what to do. So I would hold off on carrying any of that right now, at least in this version. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check my air tank. So air tank's a little low. We'll swap, and then I'm going to swap it with the suitcase. And somebody had complained that they didn't have a lot of room in these. Well, that's all changed. He's actually upped the room that are in these. So this is at 60K now for the colonist chest. I already have knee guards. We dropped the hammer because I have a crowbar. And the maintenance kit, like I said, I don't really need. I already have the lower plate, and I don't want to carry a 3rd can of air right now. So those are going to stay. Let's go to I will tell you guys that right now there's a little bug where if you save and you load back in, the ambient music may not work. I'm not saying that it won't, but there's a possibility that it may not. What am I doing? Oh, I don't have a lockpick. So you need lockpicks for those. I don't have lockpicks right now. I will soon, but no. So anyway, that's the underwater ship. I'm going to go ahead and leave now. Like I said, one of the coolest places in the game, especially for underwater exploration. In the coming days, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of this as the game develops. More places to go under and explore, more caves, things of that nature. I know he had a lot of plans for that. And the visuals right now, like I said, I put my sharpness to 1. It's pretty nice looking. The contrast is really nice. So here we have the resting place of Mr. Gills. For the longest time I thought it was Blizz. I don't know why. This is where you're going to get your rifle from, and you'll hit 3 in order to equip the rifle slot before you pick it up, and then you'll hit Q. And one of the reasons why I've been careful about how much I pick up is because currently in the game, he's got it set that the weapons actually have weight too. So you need to take that into account now. So you're going to have to carry a little bit less. It's not that big of a deal. I do have a suit hole, a hole in my suit at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to bags. I'll pull these items here. We'll just go ahead and drop that. I don't know if I'll hold on to this anymore. For now, I'll just leave this. I'm going to put my most essential items in here. If you have a body injector, I recommend putting it in here. Stamina booster. Gift is okay to put in here too if you want. I don't have a body stabilizer in here, but I would want one. If I had one, I would definitely put it in here. What I will do, since I don't have the body stabilizer in here, is I'll put the gift in. And so what this basically does is, actually, one more thing. So when you hit O, which, you just remember O by, oh shit, okay? Just remember O on the keyboard. It's your quick menu. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to also put my duct tape in this. And now I can just hit O. Don't hold O, just hit it one time. That's all you gotta do. Because if you hold O, I'll show you what happens. Don't hold O, okay? Just tap it one time. That's all you need. And it'll pop up right there. And then here we've got Mr. Gill's letter. I'm stuck. Don't let little things like that discourage you. I'm definitely stuck. I've decided I want to stay here and live on this ship for the rest of eternity. I'm not going anywhere. But thank you, Mr. Gills. And one of the things that's really cool about this note and Mr. Gills here is this was actually inspired by a guy who was testing in the early days of the testing before I actually started testing. And he got stuck in the spot, and so he made it. Oh, look at that. We got a rudder. I will definitely take that. That's the first time I found a rudder there. So. I didn't know he moved the rudder over here. Sometimes this little lip right here can get you stuck. Just So I used to have a crash up there. There used to be this little cave. Some of you guys might remember. There used to be a little cave area. I used to like to go up through the cave to get up the hill. You don't have to do that anymore. There's a little bit of a rock slide here. You can just walk right up this hill right over here. There's no fighting with any little weird cave or collision anymore. It's just nice and smooth. I told him, I said that area could be a little bit better, and he did make it a lot better. He I just made that little landslide right there. And you can come up here, and what's cool is you can go up there and kind of walk around too now. You gotta be careful because the air, I don't have a whole lot of air. I don't have tons of canisters of air on me like I was carrying about 3 at any given time. Most of the time I only carry 2. But if you know where you're going and what you're doing, you really only need 1 can. You could probably get away with that. It's pretty risky, but you probably could. And you can get up there if you want from other ways. I probably wouldn't jump down there, probably knock you out. Alright, let me wet my whistler here. I think we'll actually check that. I'm gonna check the stats. So we are a little thirsty and we are a little hungry. Fatigue has gone down a lot because I've spent a lot of time. I'm gonna check that out. Now here is where you probably want to equip that rifle. Raptors can easily convince you that they're not going to be a threat and then become a serious threat. Because when they injure you, they not only cause you to bleed, but they open your suit. And when they open your suit, you're going to bleed air very quickly. Your blood loss is not the concern as much as air. So there's one right there. Just going to take aim at him. And these things are sneaky. They'll sneak right up. Saved by the jam. So I'll go ahead and crawl up here. I really don't need anything from up here. I will check the blade. I've already got a blade, so I don't need that. We'll go ahead and grab these. And it's starting to get nightfall, so I'll probably sleep here at Lizanne. Our fatigue's pretty low anyway. Local clinic. And some of you guys may not know it, but there's actually a ladder back here. You can go up here, and there's a little chest up there. There's also usually some crates right there. And so I've got the radar now, so I'll explain how this radar works for those of you guys who are new to the game. So with this radar in your inventory, you can now hack. If you get this wrong, it will lock you out, I believe, permanently. So, the easiest way to do this is to just narrow it down by numbers. Red means it's not in the code. Yellow means it is in the code, but it's in the wrong spot. Okay? This can be kind of confusing sometimes if there's a lot of numbers. That's the reason why we have Talent AI. Talent AI will give you an automatic answer. Right now I don't have a Talent AI card, so it doesn't detect it. So we got 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those aren't in the code. 7, 8, 9. Here we have 9 in the correct spot. It's green. And so now we just have one other number that's probably going to be either a 9, a 2, or a 0. So we'll go ahead and enter the 0 because we don't know for a fact that it's not in the code yet. And we'll probably just go... Matter of fact, that's probably going to be a 2. Let's clear that and put a 2 here, a 0 here, and a 9 here. And that got us in. You get a nice little medical thing at the top, so medical continue attack. And then if you hit tab and you go to statistics, it'll tell you about your character, your experience, how long you've been alive, distance you've traveled, your level, sleep, max lift. This is kind of important. Right now, like I said, with the weight thing going on, just kind of pay attention to it. Don't make it like, you know, the golden rule or anything, but just pay attention to it. So survivalist, 79% experience, or 79 points. Explorer, blaster, I've been using the rifle. There's an achievement that you can get, I think fire 150 rounds in rapid succession, and you can get, I can't remember what it's called, but it's an achievement. Some of these are going to come later, I think. Engineer, prospector, there's our hacker right there. Smith is 0, scrappers. And then you've got the locations discovered. All these other stats, okay? So, come out of here, and I'll go upstairs. I would probably recommend that you guys do a save game anytime you're going up or down a deep ladder, because I've had things happen on ladders. It just happens sometimes where you fall. Do you see how that worked? I'm on my third guess, and I've already eliminated most of the numbers, and I know that there's a 4 for sure, 3 and an 8, and all it is they're just in the wrong spot, so I just flip those. 4, 3, 8, and I'm in. Just like that. Pretty much all that was up here. Let's go ahead and get back down. You could probably jump down, but it'll probably knock you out. Go into the clinic. There aren't always going to be cans of air on that. Don't ever count on that. We're running pretty low on air. Usually in these facilities, if there's not air in here, there might be air in there. But don't always count on that, because it can happen sometimes where there is no air. It's not real common, but it can happen. Before we do this, let's open the visor. You got timing right here. These are pretty easy. They can be kind of a pain though, because sometimes you think you're going to make it through the little slot and you don't. And it restarts the whole thing. What we're doing right now is the driver repair minigame. And in order to do this game, you have to have the flux suit tool. This little yellow tool here. And you probably will find at Archaea, the first facility. Engineering level 1. Let's go to this side. There's our body stabilizer, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer that, and then go to bags, and we're going to take this gift out, and we're going to put body stabilizer in. This is probably the most important item that you can find in the game, because when you're about to bite the dust and have to reload your save or completely start over because you didn't save, this will save you. But you need to fix yourself rapidly, so you double click this, it kicks in, it only lasts for a few seconds, it'll stop all your stuff, it'll take your health back up, it'll stop taking damage, and then you quickly use this to tighten your suit back to 100%, and then you'll go down, and you better make sure that you have this EVA injector, but you'll go down to your either your Metatronic, Medpack Trauma, or your Medpack Basic. And you may need to use the hazmat at some point if you took a lot of lung damage. Say you accidentally knocked your helmet off, or something happened where your helmet came off, or you forgot to forget to close your visor. Those things can happen that causes lung damage, and it can be a problem. So. There's a concentrator again. You need one of those if you're going to make the turret. And let's go to this, and I'll show you how this works. Every time you enter a facility like this one that has oxygen inside it, there'll be one of these little screens. And they're worth it to go up and look at. Go ahead and repair them. Because what it does is it tells you every item that's in the building without you ever having to open anything. You'll know whether or not the building carries what you need. It's just a cool little thing to do. And when you encounter one node, you just click rescan. And when that black screen pops up, don't press anything, just let the black screen go away first. And then we'll just click storage. And as you can see, it listed everything that's in here. A lot of different things. It'll also list, I believe, what is on your person as well. Yeah, you see where it says the Lear A15 rifle? That's on me. So is the pistol. But it's just good information to have. You can go to main, messages, manifest, and it shows you all the different crates. You go to weather. You can even check the weather on here. And so there you go. That's how that works. You can also scrap these little clocks that are on the wall. I wouldn't do that. The 3-pin number is probably the easiest to get by, but they can still be time consuming. You wouldn't realize how much time you've actually used. Just remember that when you enter these facilities, open your visor, because I forget to do that a lot and I waste a lot of air doing that. It's just because I test so often, I just kind of really just forget sometimes. Go ahead. Just when I'm testing, I usually open every single I usually open every single container when I'm testing. You don't have to do that, but see, like, this is where it got a little strange here. You know that's a 1. This is definitely in the code, but it's not supposed to be here either. We gotta reverse it. 2, 1. There is one. Let's go to operator. So I do have 2 minutes. So the inhaler is for when you have lung damage and you're indoors, you can just use that. If you're outdoors and you have lung damage, you'll use the hazmat kit. The body warmer and the body cooler, right now you don't need these. This is used to make something, I can't remember what it was again. But yeah, you need that. Oh, it's on top of the coffee cup. I have a bottle disinfectant already. You can take these cloth scrap cloth things. It's actually says scrap cloth because it's asking if you want to scrap it. Not called scrap cloth. Just called cloth. Sorry. You just hit E and you hit the combat knife or whatever knife you want, and you can just put scrap, and it'll give you pieces of scrap. I don't want to do that right now because I'm limited on inventory space. I'm not gonna do it, but just so y'all know how to play. This one's a pretty easy one. And then here we've got another air tank. We're gonna go ahead and swap that. Instead of dropping this, I'm just going to go ahead and swap it first. Okay, so it said I can't overload. The reason why it said I can't overload, like I was telling you guys earlier, it's my weight. So, because I couldn't actually carry it, it just dropped that to the floor. It didn't eat it. But if you go in here, you can see that I'm at 42. Anytime you're at around 42, you're not going to be able to pick up another air tank like that. It'll just drop it to the floor. I should be able to actually still pick this up, but like I said, the other one's going to drop on the floor instead of going in the inventory. So let's see if I can actually pick this up or not. And pay attention to where you're moving this to also. You don't want to accidentally move an air tank into a tactical front bag where it doesn't even have enough room. It's 4.5 of all items. Or your pockets in the version. We'll try to see if we'll move this to the backpack, and it did. So we'll go in here, and we've still got that new one, so we're good there. And in the demo, I don't remember if the demo still does this or not. You want to go ahead and disconnect this, because at some point this is gonna change. I think on the harder difficulties, it's gonna change. Make sure your visor's open, and you would do that with the battery connected, of course. It says visor open in red there. Disconnect that battery and sleep. Use the amount of time you want to sleep, and also watch your food and water as you sleep. I need probably about 6 hours to get a full bar. And there we have it. And I usually eat and drink after I sleep, because you don't want to eat, drink, and then sleep, have it go down, and wake up. So we're indoors, so we're going to use the indoor MRE. This is for outdoor use. It's got that little sucker thing right there on it. That's for when you don't have oxygen and you need to eat it through your suit. Same thing with the water. This is for when you're outdoors. You need to eat it through the suit. You have that little straw there. This is for when you're indoors. And there's a canteen. And this actually carries quite a lot to drink, and it's refillable. So you can drink from your canteen if you're super thirsty. And it's pretty lightweight, the canteen. And I've found that there's actually 3 of these. There's the one at Archaea that you find, there's one at Hoarding that you find, and then there's another that you find out in the wilderness. So keep your eyes open for these. These are really good to have instead of carrying all these other ones. It says 0.5 weight, but the water is only 0.5 liter. Whereas if you click on this, you got 0.37 liter, and the weight is 0.38. So it kind of, I don't know, it's handy to have this. Don't lose it. Drink coffee. Coffee also adds hunger and thirst. I have a lot of food on me. And we'll also look over here. You can see the wind speed, temperature, time. Don't get caught in these doors. Right now it's not going to do anything to you other than get you permanently stuck, but they give you a lot of time to get out of the way. But if you get stuck in that door, you're going to get really stuck. And later he's going to make it so that it either moves you out of the way or completely crushes you. These would probably crush you. Okay, I think I've gotten everything out of there. because I didn't close my visor. The reason why I didn't know my visor was open was because I didn't connect my battery after I gotta connect that battery. Too busy explaining things, gotta put my battery back. Anyway, I'm going to go to forwarding, and I'm going to show you guys the facility inside of forwarding. I'll talk about some things, maybe build a Hiraeth, and then I think I'll go ahead and call the stream there and let you guys check out the game and check out the latest update for yourselves, because there's a lot, and if you visit every place and every location, you take your time and you open all containers, it's probably going to take you around 4 hours, and that's assuming you ran to every location and knew about every location. If you don't know about every location and you don't run and you take your time and you use a lot more air, it may take you a lot longer, and you may have issues where you take a big fall, things like that, and have to restart. So there's a lot of gameplay time involved. Don't expect your first gameplay run through to be running this smooth in aspects of damage to you, because I played this over and over and over and over and over again testing, and I still fall and I still take damage and I still run out of air, and experience comes from learning. So I can tell you right now, if I'm still making mistakes, you guys that are new to the game will probably make mistakes too, so don't expect yourself to explore this whole entire map in a very short amount of time. And while I'm in forwarding too, I forgot to check this for you guys inside of Archeo, so I'm going to go ahead and show you in forwarding. But you can get a module from scrapping the Nisoi Island map, and when you install the module, for those of you guys who have never played this, it's going to be extremely useful, because if you hit M, there's a map of the island, and right now I don't have that module installed, but if I did, it would show me exactly where I am on the map. And if you're pretty good at navigation, you can probably just kind of figure out where you're at on your own. This little dot here is not actually me on the map. I might actually ask him if he can make sure that the crosshair doesn't show when the map is open. You see, it says operator location unknown, geolocation module not found. That's why. So what we'll do is we'll go into forwarding real fast. And in the early days of testing, before the engine move, you had to use loyalty recyclers to gain access to these. This is usually a level 2 facility. I think at some point this will probably go back to being a level 2 facility, and you'll need to deposit lots of other items of which, like right now, a lot of you guys are saying that there's too many items. That's because you had to use the loyalty recycler and determine what you needed and what you didn't. The loyalty recycler would eat the majority of the things that you didn't need, and that's how you would gain access to the facility. But in terms of long-term survival in this game, you really don't have that much. By the time you run out of food and start relying on mushrooms that may or may not regrow, you may not be able to live actually that long in this game. So let's walk here. So this is forwarding, and as soon as I get in here, I will explain some more. For those of you guys that are just now checking out this video, or you probably find it after the stream, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys check out this video, but the game. I hope you check it out. And right now I can tell you that the demo has everything that the main game currently is. So in other words, you can check out this entire game for free. The only difference is that in demo there's a couple different limitations. For example, in demo you can only make it level 2 on most things, if all things, and you can only save, I think, when you sleep in the demo. And so, whereas right now I can just save anytime I want. It's not recommended to save inside these airlocks. Let me go ahead and open the visor. And we've got some air tank chargers here. And like I said, you got to be careful about your body weight on this. You'll want to check that before you start having an issue with picking your air tank back up. This number right here is probably why. So we probably won't be able to get our air tank off right away, but after I drop some stuff, we should be able to. So let's go ahead and, before you mess with this, you'll take off that battery and that air tank. And if you want, you can go ahead and put the new ones in. And we'll go ahead and swap those. And now, the items that need to be charged, we'll go ahead and approach the charger and connect those items. Charger is really quick for the battery. Air tank takes a long time. So that gives you some time in here to do some things. Forwarding is kind of like the really nice halfway point. You know you've been gaming for a while if you make it into the forwarding facility. Unless you just come straight up. We got all these different things. Got the stamina booster there, I'm going to leave it. And if you come down here, downstairs in forwarding is the gunsmith bench. If you access this, so in the old one there was an issue where sometimes when you would access this bench, like in my last live stream, these pictures were white and it wasn't letting me do anything. I don't have items to repair or clean right now. Oh, I do have this one. We're not going to use that though. We're just going to look real quick. We have the precision tools, and I'm going to look for the blue container. There we go, maintenance kit. And we'll go ahead and repair our weapons while we're here at Ford. I'll show you how to do that right now. So you only do it one at a time. So we'll maintain the rifle first, and we'll grab that precision tools. Okay, so you need precision tools for repair. If you look under condition, your weapon will start to jam pretty frequently below 80%. So we're just barely above jamming. Cleaning also will have some bearing on how your weapon functions. And if it reaches 0, it'll be completely broken. I don't think you can repair it at 0. So we're basically at 100%. I'm not going to use another precision tools to make it full 100 for 1%. These are not all that common. You can make them. Now we'll clean it. We'll go to cleaning, and this will repair like 10% for the cleaning. Not repair. It will clean like 10% with the RC53 prime. But if you use the maintenance kit, it uses like 30% or something. There we go. So that was worth it. Instead of using up our entire can, we'll save the can for when we're in the field and we need to clean the weapon. So try to save your cans for when you're in the field or for crafting. I'll show you the workbench upstairs. And we'll go ahead and keep that on us. And now we'll go ahead and go back into the workbench and repeat the same process for the pistol. Should put us at 100. Close. There we are. And we'll just use the cleaning kit. I'll go ahead and use the spray just to show you. So 56. Spray took it to 66. We'll just use the maintenance kit. You can make this too. Okay, our weapons are fully maintained. We'll go over here and grab some ammo. There's a black file. Make rooms, nutrition protocol. 42% powdered algae, 23% crushed larva, husk reduced, 15% protein pulp, green variant, classified elements redacted, Fun fact, the same formula used for livestock temperament control, yada yada, blah blah blah. Let me check the stream. Okay, streams are still rolling along. My stream is now more reliable, I guess, because I had a setting, PC settings or Windows, that I guess was on, and it shouldn't have been on. It worked, so crossing my fingers that it would save some streams. Let's just go upstairs. There's even more goodies upstairs. Like I said, this one takes forever. This one should already be done. We'll leave that on the charger. This is one of those repair things. I don't have a Talon AI, but if we come up here, let me just grab one real fast. Back down here. And like I told you, I would show you the module for the GPS. So we just go into this map here and we just scrap it. I like these. I don't like scrapping these. I wish there was another way to get modules without scrapping them out. I think they're nice looking. But it added all 8 pieces. So here we have the geolocation module though. It's under operator. Geolocation module's present. So we can't have more than one of these. So what we'll want to do is we'll build a basic GPS when we have the blueprint that will combine this GPS module or the geolocation module with the compass module. So I'm going to go ahead and uninstall the weather module and install the geolocation module. And now if I hit M, you can see exactly where we are on the map. And like I said, this map that I just scrapped is actually at ArmaGuyz, which is over here somewhere. So there you go. Now you know a little bit about it. And then you just hit escape, get back out of it. And if you come over here, this Polaroid board is people who gave their time and efforts and money to the game. Legends. And so go ahead. This. And I'm going to go run and grab my favorite item. Let me open this real quick. I'm going to grab my favorite item now, the AMPX module. And we'll go ahead and ditch the compass module for now. Like I said, later on, I haven't found it yet, but the basic compass, or basic GPS blueprint, you'll find that. And if you do, you get to level 3 crafting, and you'll basically combine a compass module with the geolocation module, and it makes the basic GPS, which shows your compass tape at the top, and it shows your location on the map, but it's now in one module. So we'll go ahead and disconnect that though for now, because AMPX is where it's at. I love it. And now we'll go to Data Hub, and we'll go to the XO amp, and so far I've only picked up 2 tracks, which is fine. One was at ArmaGuyz, and one was here. There's another one over there on the table. So now we got 3 different tracks. 4 different tracks, excuse me. That one. So now we've got 4 different tracks. It's got one track that's right next to it. So again, we'll go to Data Hub, XO amp, and we'll just go ahead and just pull these over here and hit play. And we can have our own ambient sounds pretty much. And it'll play that whole track while you're doing whatever you're doing. If you don't want to hear the ambient noise, you just hit F9 and just turn down your ambient music. So all you hear now is your track in the AMPX module. It's really nice. So this is the workbench, and if you press E on it, Got all these different ones that we've picked up. No basic GPS this time, unfortunately. But we do have some materials. We don't have cloth, but I'm fixing to grab it. It's as simple as just grabbing it here. And remember, like I said, currently feed almost didn't even add it to me because of the weight. You gotta be careful with the weight. Go ahead and look at the liner smears. Hear about Cade. Who is Cade? Guy we played poker with the lower deck. Minor bushy mustache. Oh, I got you. What about him? You got a suit breach in something. Entry? Here's your exoteric dance, like I said right now. We'll come back over here. If you go to statistics, you'll see currently craftsman is 0. And we want to get that crafting up. So what we'll do first is we'll find where that crafting cloth went to. And like I said, in the current version right now, workbenches are not using materials. Don't get too used to that because that's going to be fixed. So we'll drag and drop the cloth here. And then we can click that, or we can go to tools and click it that way. Just drag and drop it onto its corresponding slot. Hit choose tool, craft. And we'll need to make several of these. It used to give you a boost. You used to not just get the 69 at first. You used to get like 300 and something XP for your first crafted item. That'll be coming back to pretty soon too, I think. So for now, let's go back to the lot. By clicking the lot here. We'll go to cloth scrap again. And we're going to make another bandage. And I'm going to do this about 8 times. It's kind of a little process, yeah. It's because you don't have that extra boost that you would usually get. And then the next thing we'll be making is the sterile bandage, which you can't make until you're level 1. So we're just going to make some bandages until we get to level 1. Then we'll make the sterile bandage, and then we'll start making other stuff. I'm just showing you guys how to quickly progress through these levels of crafting so you can make whatever you want. We're going to make the ferret, but I'm going to have to check how tired we are before I make that. I think kunai knife currently is still going to have to get looked at because I think it... Oh no! No, kunai knife is okay. It was 25. It was 25 hours. It couldn't even be made. You would literally pass out while you're making it. So just... Let's go back to bandage. And it still shows we're at 0, 0, but if you go to statistics, we're getting close. 676. And we've already, like I told you earlier about picking up that extra bandage, you didn't need it because you're going to make a ton of them. This is why, because you're going to make a ton of them. It's a bench here. Okay, craftsman level 1. So you actually get the message now. It says craftsman new level 1. So now that we're level 1, we can move on to making something that's going to give us more XP faster. You don't have to sit there and fiddle around with making all that other stuff. I would have got 2 scraps, but it didn't give it to me because I didn't have the room in my inventory. So let's come over here and we'll just offload some stuff real quick. We don't need on us, so that I have enough room to have an extra piece of scrap, and we'll go ahead and... I need these on... I don't need this one. We'll go ahead and put the gift in the box, because the gift weighs 3 something. 3.4 kg. That's pretty heavy. So that should do it. And then... come back over here. Excuse me. We'll go over here and scrap this. And And we should have enough room on us to take these other. You get 5 cloth for this. You gave us 4. Yeah, we're pretty full. So that's alright. We only needed 2, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go to the lot, and we'll go to cloth scrap. Excuse me. Zero bandage. We'll go to these here. And these disinfectant bottles, whenever it does start using the items that you're putting in, has 5 uses. So keep that in mind. So we'll click the knife again here. I'm gonna make a kunai knife now that you fixed it. We'll be making that next as well. And I recommend you probably picking up all these bandages before you start making other stuff. But right now we're just trying to hurry up and get through the levels. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think we need like 4. We gotta do this like 4 or 5. This is the second one here. And I'll show you statistics. Our second batch of the sterile bandage, and we're already almost at level 2. So we need level 2 in order to craft this. Again, we'll go back to sterile bandage. Cloth scrap, disinfectant, combat knife. And there we go. That put us at level 2. Now we can make the ferret. So before we start doing all that, let's pick up some of the stuff. Whoops. I don't know if it's going to unfreeze on this one. I accidentally hit the workbench again. Didn't mean to do that. I have faith it'll unfreeze. We'll just wait for a second. Because the music's still working, so the game's not completely froze. Okay, let's try this. Control delete. Hang on a second. Where's my task manager? Are we hung up? What? I think the game might have actually crashed on me. Yeah. I've never seen it crash at the workbench like that, so what did I do wrong? Yeah, it's not even showing in the tasks. So, okay. Well, like I said, guys, if you encounter any issues, just let us know on the forums. Um, it wasn't likely to crash like it did there. I don't know why it did. I've never had that happen before in all the other testing that I was doing. I think I just probably spammed E a little too much too quick, and it just kind of like, wait, what did you just do? Because I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's not a big deal. Trying to think of what I can do. I'll restart the game. Let's go to Steam for that. I'm so used to starting it in the other way. Go back. Yeah. I'll make sure and let him know that that happened, but I think it's something that I did there. That was my fault. It's not hard to go back over to forwarding real fast. It won't take me but a second. So we'll do that. I'll go back over there. I can't go immediately because I have to get the ferret blueprint. But since we're starting over anyway, I'll show you where to get the GPS module, the geolocation module. You guys should not encounter that kind of thing. Just be careful. Don't spam E on stuff. I guess I spammed E a little too fast before we can do anything. I'm just gonna lock it up. I don't think that the game actually crashed there. I think it froze, and then when I hit Control Alt Delete, and I think I caused it. I don't have a flexing tool. Probably should have saved the game. That was my own fault. But I didn't plan to go very far anyway. I was just gonna go to forwarding and call it quits. Hang on a second. So we're an hour and 30 in the stream. And like I said, I'm not going to mess around with all that. I'm going to go straight into Archeo. I'm going to grab the ferret blueprint and head back over to forwarding. Tells you right there. I don't have the item that I need to make the thing. That I need to scrap it. That's going to change it. This is the map, though, where you get your geolocation module. Go ahead and grab that. There's our ferret, and we'll take this. Now I just need to find the crowbar, which it was in here. Might not be in here this time. Nope. Yeah, it's not. Let me see if I'm in here. Reach. Grab that back leg. Flexing tool. Can't get in, so let's see. We probably won't run into a hammer until we're down the road. That's alright. Anyway, you can scrap this map just like the one I did in forwarding. So. Probably ran right past the container that had the crowbar in it. I just didn't get rid of this. But as you can see, there's so many things that are working now that used to have so many problems. And it's looking great, considering that this is just one patch. Like, you know, it's just going to get better and better. I'm going to go down here real quick and check that container. I may have just totally missed the crowbar. Can't get in that one. Yep, you got to go down the road to get it. If there's not a hammer in there, there'll probably be a hammer in forwarding, but I'm not worried about it. I just was trying to show you guys that you can scrap that to get into the map and get that module. I'm not going to waste too much time doing this. Let's go ahead and my game, for some reason, every time I use gift, always freezes for a little second. Developer said he doesn't have any issues like that. Something with my settings. Hopefully this update allows a lot of people that couldn't play before to play. There was a lot of people, like I said, had crashes. I ran into crashes in certain areas. All those crashes have been fixed. It shouldn't give you any kind of fatal error or anything like that. Like I said, I think what happened at the workbench was my fault. I don't think that was an actual crash. It was a mistake on my part. But I'm going to go back in there. It's not perfect. There's still problems that are present, but they're getting worked on. And I think you guys are going to find it much easier to play this game today than you would have before. Don't try to get your pistol out whenever you're running like that. Put it down like that. He's on the move. Oh. Alright, let's go. As long as he's running away and ain't in here attacking me. So you don't always have to go down to the harbor. I would recommend going down there and going to Louisiana, just exploring and looking around, and like enjoy the game, play the game. And like I said, guys, what I'm playing right now is the early access. This is the game, and this is available to you guys right now in the demo for free. The only difference is that you have a level 2 cap, and you can only save certain points in the demo. And the reason why is because this is the small area. Like, you get all that with the demo because of how big the game is actually going to be. It's nice. It's quite nice. let's just go upstairs and go straight over to the crafting. And get the crafting done. Hopefully I picked up. Hopefully I picked up some. Okay, there we go. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have a knife. Let me see. Oh, I do have it. We're good. We're good. Let's go ahead and craft this, and then we'll craft and pick up where we left off at. I didn't need all this crap. I don't know why. There's so much of it. I only needed 2. We gotta start over making the bandages. It's not a problem. Like I said, you only need to make a couple of them. Just get her done. I gotta open my visor. I'm gonna take that. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. We'll have to find that little bottle of disinfectant. There should be one in here somewhere. And we're at 1. Craftsman level 1 already. Now let's go see if we can find that little bottle of disinfectant without hopefully cracking open. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Now we'll go to bandage sterile. And we just need to make like 4 or 5 of those. And we're already almost at level 2. And we could make more bandages. It's easier to just make this little bandage and call it good. We're gonna get 317 anyway. I didn't think about it. I may not be able to make the ferret while I'm here because I don't have the MK1. Might have to go get it. Unless the facility here has one. We'll see. Bandage. Now you can drag and drop. You can grab here and move many. Don't recommend doing that for a specific item because it's going to move everything else too. Remove these bandages out of our inventory. Clean this up. You can see how I accidentally freeze how I ended up having the game freeze on me because I was trying to do stuff too fast. Slowly, the cookie does crumble. Okay, so that's all cleaned up. Now let's go see if we can find an MK1. Hopefully not too many of these are closed up. I don't think this is gonna happen. Usually find the MK1s at outposts. Maybe there's one here. Yeah, I don't see an MK1 in there. If you scrap one of these, you don't get the MK1. You get everything you need but the MK1. No MK1 there. I sprinted through the facility, so I'm gonna freeze him for a second here. Game didn't like that. A little bit too fast. Yeah, let's go in here and see if maybe there'll be something. I doubt it. And the time that it takes to search all these, I'll probably go find one. Oh, that's right, I still can't breach. Let's go grab that hammer. It's not the best breaching tool, but it works. Ah. Yeah, that's bugs. I've had this happen with this locker once. I don't know what it is about this locker. Yeah, it's bugged. Yep. These two, I don't know what it is about that. Like I said, everything had to be kind of rebuilt, so a lot of the stuff that used to be there is popping its head back up, but this stuff was fixed. So. You can get the weather module in these headrests pretty quick and easy. I don't see an MK1, and I think there might be one up here. Let's go. Might have to go back to Archeo to get it. I don't see an MK1. I didn't see an MK1 when we were at Archeo, but I didn't look very hard because we didn't have the crowbars. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with breaching, it's just those two lockers for some reason. They'll just randomly glitch out on you. There we go, there's a crowbar. need that. I don't see an MK1. We'll go ahead and use. I'm gonna offload this stuff that I don't need on me. That'll be good. Move this over there. There's a flexing tool. I think I already have that. That was for repairing. It's not a big deal. I'll run back down to Argeo. Because we don't have an MK1 here. Unless there's one downstairs in the... I don't think there's one. Yeah, no NK1, so let's just head out back to Argeo. Probably the closest facility I can get to find an MK1. I was going to use the stamina booster, but stamina regen. Last time there was an MK1 down there. I could go down there, but it might be a waste of time. There might not be one this time. Let's go check. It can't hurt. I'll show you what happens when you run down the field. Huh. Didn't happen. There we go. It wasn't a complete waste of time to come down here. Cool. Alright, let's go back to boarding now. Gotta have that MK1. That's the one part. He doesn't have it where everything's all in one place. You need to be exploring. If you follow the right track and you look in containers, you'll be able to find it. So yeah, we'll go upstairs and yeah, we'll go upstairs and make the ferret, which I believe the ferret is named after one of the people on the Polaroid board. I think she may have gotten it named after her for her contribution to the game. We are back inside the facility, and all I'm going to do is run over here real fast and grab some primary items. You need this. Got to have that. We've got the screwdriver, got the toolbox, got the precision tools. What we don't have anymore are the parts that we need to make it, but they're very easy to get. The MK1 concentrator is the hardest part to get. And you just come over here, and we'll just go ahead and scrap this. And hopefully, if our inventory is not too full, we'll get everything over here. We're missing one component, and that is the small energy cell. Well, give me just a second. We're gonna see. I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to. Ah, let's go put it in the locker. So you need a pack of LEDs, a pack of bolts. You need the electrical bacon, ribbon cable. You need the precision tools, the toolbox. I don't think you need polymer scrap. You need the PCB. You need the power drill. You need the laser pistol battery. You need the screwdriver. And you just need that. So we need the MK1 concentrator. But we also need a small energy cell, and it didn't give it to us. So let's see if we can scrap this clock and get one. Oh, I forgot to open my visor.
Low oxygen level.
Hopefully this gives us a small energy cell. It's not going to. It's not even listed. It's not even listed. Now, the problem is we don't have a small energy cell. Let me see if I can find one. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Is there one in this? Let's see. Atmo module, fuse. No, there isn't. I don't know where to get a small energy cell other than through looting. I could have swore you could get one from the. Let's see. There's no small energy cell there. Well, change of plans. Let's pack up and get out of here. Everything fit. Yeah, I know. Crew backpack. We'll make a ferret. We're just not going to be able to make it here. We don't have that small energy cell. That's problematic. Unless there's one in here. You usually don't find those in lockers. They're usually in the little cabinet. Probably a shell bead. Yes, I know. We're just gonna press on with one can of air. It'll be alright. I was gonna stop the stream at forwarding, and then we had a crash at the workbench. I shouldn't even really say it crashed, so my game just kind of decided to do it after I spammed E too. I don't think there's going to be a small energy cell in Hydron. I probably won't even look. It's going to be in the facility, so it'll probably be central. It'll be what might have a small energy cell is a sentry bot. I can probably take down a sentry bot going to central. You could just go to central. It's almost a guarantee they'll have it, but I don't know if they have a working or such a thing. Hydron node's probably not going to help that. I'm going to show you guys Hydron node anyway. I may abort making the ferret since you guys know what part it is. I've made the ferret many times in my games. It's just unfortunately we don't have a small energy cell. I don't feel like playing for a whole nother hour just to show you guys the ferret that I've already made a bunch of times. Believe me, I've put on a lot of time. Matter of fact, I got an idea. Darn. No. I was hoping that I could maybe see if there was one break. Yeah. So this is Hydron node. There's two of these. And this one did have a bit at one time and didn't. You can find some cool stuff in Hydron nodes. But I'm not finding what I'm after, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Just ignore that crate. You don't know nothing about it. Pretend I didn't even do it. I typically don't do anything with those unless it's something that I really need, something immediate for, but yeah. Well, crap. Yeah, so that's the only thing I needed was the small energy cell. There might be one more place where I can look real quick. I don't know that it's going to be there, but it's worth a shot since it's just right here. We'll go ahead and look. If not, I don't think I'm going to go all the way over to Comm Center just to make a pair. We can save that for another stream. Something like that. Let's have a look inside this crate. Small chance that there might be one in here. No, there's not. Okay, no big deal. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save. And I appreciate you guys watching. And I'm sorry that my game crapped out on me that one time, but I'm gonna go ahead and call this new engine DLSS. Secure that present. And on that note, I think we're done here, guys. I'll run to the top of the hill and have a look down. You guys check it all out. And I'm gonna let y'all explore and view the places. I've been to all these places so many times. I just wanted to play the new update live and show you guys some of the new additions and see how it performs and kind of show you how to use it and how to do it. So on that note, gents, ladies and gents, I will catch you in the next one.